Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast. I'm Ann Alvarez, parent coach, school counselor, and mom of two. Do you struggle with your relationship with your kids because you carry childhood pain? Do you get triggered by your child's behavior, become irrational, and maybe even yell at your children? Maybe you want to be a better parent, but you don't know how. Instead of repeating old patterns, you want to heal your pain, become more aware of your child's needs, feel connected to your kids, and learn the tools to communicate better so you can truly enjoy your parenting. If you are ready to heal your childhood pain, raise healthy, connected, and happy kids, and end the cycle of parenting with pain, then join me. Our kids deserve it, and we can do this. Let's go. Hello, parents. Welcome to the Masterful Parenting Podcast and Show. I am super, super excited today because we have a special guest, fellow coach, Vicki Wu. And she is going to tell you a little bit more about herself, and then we're going to do a deep dive into some parenting questions. Welcome, Vicki.
Hi, Andy. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk to you here.
Yes.
It's exciting.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Okay, can you tell us a little bit more about what you do?
Yeah. I have Chinese parents in English speaking country
Yes.
and to help their children thrive academically, emotionally, and socially
Okay, so you're,
while
sorry,
yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, while preserving their cultural heritage and preparing them for an AI-driven future.
Wow, amazing. Okay, so you primarily work with Chinese parents in their
Yeah,
parenting, right? Okay.
yeah,
So,
yeah, majority, but I still have English parents as well. But mostly I would like to help them
oh,
as
excellent.
Chinese parents.
Excellent. Okay, that's so great. So my first question is, how has becoming a parent changed you?
Wow, that's very good question.
It's big. It's a big
Um,
question.
very big question and very good question. Yeah. So I came here when I was young, and then my children raised in Australia, 33 years ago. So what I become to I had it has taught me patience. I don't have patience before, and
Mhm.
the importance of leading by example.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Yeah, I think you have to be so patient when you're a parent because you don't know what's going to happen. Like with kids, they're very unpredictable, right? So
Yeah,
you have to be flexible and patient at the same time. And I like that you said lead by example, right? Like that is so important for us parents to model to our kids what we want them to know and what we want them to learn, right? So good. All right, question number two. What do parents need to improve their relationship with their children? How do they
yeah.
do
So remember we just mentioned about by example, right?
that? Hmm.
I think the communication is the most important. How do you communicate your child is you can pass to them as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's the number one is open communication. In China, we don't only one way communicate mostly, and parents say it, and children just had to listen it. That's how we grow up, and I did pass that to my children when they was young, and then I see what I did just not right. So slowly I changed my way to be a
Yeah.
better parents.
Yes. Yes. Because we repeat what we learned as kids, right? What our
Yeah,
parents taught us until we realize maybe this isn't the best way, right? Like when you have kids and you are very like top down, when you are directing them, telling them what to do, expecting them to obey, you like many of us grew up with that, right? Like obey, I am the parent, you listen to me. Like what does that do
Yeah,
to kids, do you think? Like, did you notice a difference when you changed your parenting with your own children?
yeah. They feel being understand that we understand them, and they feel they trust me.
Yeah.
And then that is so important, because when they was young, they just don't trust you
Yeah.
because the communication, they can't understand you. They just feel you force them to do stuff.
Right. Right. So it breaks relationship with our kids, right? When we are forcing or trying to control them, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it builds resentment actually inside of us, right? Nobody wants to be forced into anything. Nobody wants to be
No,
made to do things, right? So
yes.
yeah, so it is a problem like just with relationships. So then your relationship with your children improved when you changed your parenting, right? To listen more, and to understand, try to understand them better, right?
Yeah, I think it's empathy and understanding.
Yeah.
So that is the other point I teach the parent as well.
Mhm.
Also empathy as well, because mostly I talking about Chinese, right? They ask you do that all the way, and then you just can't understand their emotion, what they're thinking about in their mind. So
Right,
understanding is so important.
right, right. Because then they feel heard, right? I always say there's like three components to a healthy relationship: to be seen, to feel heard,
Yes,
and to be supported, right? And if you have
yes, yes.
all,
That's
yeah, if
right.
you have all three of those, you know the relationship is healthy. And it doesn't matter. It's like any relationship. Like it could be husband, wife, it could be friends, it could be your children, right? So your own relationship with your own parents. If you have those three components to feel seen, heard, and supported, then you know your relationship is healthy, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, that's
and they feel comfortable and trust in you as well.
yeah, the
The
trust part.
trusting is very important, because my kids already grow up. One then last month, she just say, "Mommy, now I'm trusting you. I'm willing to tell you my stuff. Before I brought away. I don't want to tell you. Jeez, so I'm so surprised. The trust is the main issue.
Yeah. 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 And it was just that simple switch in your mind about how you were going to parent, right? Like,
Yep.
was it difficult not to control? Was it difficult like to hold back?
Of course. You That's the habit from my father, how to control me, and then I control them when they was young. But when they grow up, I can learn what they saw me. Oh, okay. Silently, what I done is not right to them. So
Yeah.
slowly, I change, and they don't believe. Oh, you can change. But finally. Wow, yeah. So finally they can see me. Mommy, you did change, and now I'm trusting you now. Wow. So I say in my business world, mostly people trust me. And the end is my children don't trust me. That is so big on me.
No, I know because it has to start at home first, right? When you were building relationship and trust and feeling safe. Like the fact that your daughter said, I trust you and I can share things with you, it means that she feels safe, right? She feels safe. She's
Say,
not going to be judged. You know, you're not going
yeah.
to make her feel bad, right? I think it's so good. That is such a huge, huge step in our parenting journey is building that trust and safety in our
Yeah.
homes with our kids, even if they're adult kids, we still want them to feel that they can trust us, right?
Oh,
And
definitely, definitely. Because they know more. They even not young kids, maybe they still trust you because they still rely on you. But
yes,
after 18, they need more the trusting on you as well. It's so
Yeah.
important.
As they get older, they need to feel more and more comfortable with you,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause when they're little, they do usually just listen. But as they get older, they start to think for themselves and say, Mom doesn't know what she's doing. Dad doesn't know what he's doing. And
Yeah.
then you listen to
Yeah.
them, right?
Yeah. Because when they're young, they still need to ask you to help them and rely
Yeah,
on you. So,
exactly.
and for that young parents, that's what I see. I can see what happened later on because my kids grow. A lot of young parents, they don't know what's going on. They never think about how the kids will change now
Yeah.
because they're young. So, yeah, they rely on you. Okay, whatever you say, I just do it, right? Even
Yes.
some, yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, that's so good. Okay, I want to ask you about your work with parents. So, how do you help parents? Like, what are the problems that parents have, like in your community? Like when you're working with Chinese parents, what do they struggle with, and how do you help them?
Yeah, they struggle with is like what I just mentioned, the problem similar to what I had. The parents, I mean, talking about our generation, mostly the children already grow up and then they just don't trust their parents. They don't tell their problem to their parents, and also they don't communicate well with their parents. So I just work with the parents, help them to open communication and also realize they bring a lot of habit from China or from what we grow up from China. So to pointing them, your kids grow up in Western culture. So you need to, they have their individual and their identity is them, and then is nothing is need to be their own opinion and understand them. So yeah.
Yeah, that's so important. Do you find like there's a cultural piece here that's difficult? Like culturally you need to be like obedient, listen to your parents, that you all are together, right? So your actions affect everybody in the family. I don't know, like is that something that is a roadblock in parents'
That's
minds?
very strong point. That's why I mentioned about the variable culture bring to oversee, but some of them is not helpful for between our relationship and between the kids how they grow up. So
Yeah.
that is my major point to help them to understand and realize that point as well.
Yes, yes. I know like my oldest has shared with me, my oldest is 24, has shared with me like his friends who are their background is Asian. And they have this enormous pressure from their parents to follow a certain career path, right? You go into business, you be an accountant, you be a doctor, whatever it is, right? And
Yeah, all the
and
time.
they listen to their parents, but then they're so unhappy in their careers because it really was not what they felt that they really wanted, right? It wasn't something they just followed what their parents said, and didn't listen to their own voice or what they really wanted. And so then they did like many career changes, right? Because of that, not being happy in the career that was forced on them by their parents. Do you find that is an issue?
100%, 100%. Can I tell you a story?
Yes.
Yeah, my younger girl, when she studied at private school, she got a high grade. And then that time, that's 10 years ago, we expect her go to as a doctor and medicine. So she did get in, but after half years later, she said, Mom, I don't interest in it. Can
Yeah.
I give up? And then I say, okay, so you don't like it? And then I think a little while, and then I say, okay, if you want to change, you change. But that is big in Chinese society as well.
Yeah.
They want the children learn lawyer, doctor, and just what like you mentioned.
Yes.
And so my girl give up that medicine and then come back to learn social work. And then she doesn't like it, and then she stopped work the whole year as a gap year. So she didn't much. I want to give up. I don't want to study. I want to go to work. But
Yeah.
she has have such talent for study. And then after that, okay, I say little bit shy, but okay, if you like, just go for it. Luckily, after 1 year, and then she decided to come back to study marketing. So
Wow.
she pursued her dream, and now she's going to be a model. So
Wow.
yeah,
Amazing. So she's
yeah,
following her path, right?
yeah.
Following her
Because
path.
myself too, I
Yeah.
always follow my path. It's
Yes.
really unique in China for my age as well. So
Yeah.
I fully understand. Something I don't like to do, I never can do well. Only
Yeah.
you love it, and then you can do well. So that's how
Yes.
my experience.
I think that's a great message for parents, that we need to remember that when we love something, we'll do it well because we're invested, we're enjoying it. And it's part of our talent. Like I always say to parents that we are born with gifts and we need to use our gifts while we're on earth, and we need to encourage our children to find out what their gifts are and use them, right? Uh,
Definitely,
yeah, right? Like, I think
yes.
parents need to know, like, when you're forcing your kids into a career path that they don't like, you are actually going to you're going to damage their mental health, because they're going to
That's
go,
most important. Yeah, definitely
right?
as well. So
Their
they don't
mental
like
health
what
will
they do.
suffer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You've
But
seen that,
I
right?
think that, yeah, definitely that I think for me it's Chinese, they don't think about that point. They just thinking they thinking they love them. They want to have a good future. And they thinking their good future is lawyer, a doctor or accountant.
Yeah.
And that's
Yes.
all on their mind. So
Yes.
but now I think they're getting better now, but
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
yeah.
We have to let our kids live their lives, right? I in counseling, I have this conversation a lot with teenagers, that your parents are living their lives. So you get to live your life, right? It's your life. So I think that's so important. I remember another Asian fellow. He started working at McDonald's like when he was in high school. But his parents really wanted him to go to school. So he did go to post-secondary, and he was pursuing a business degree. But McDonald's offered him management training for free. So he took it, and he's like, oh, wow, I really like this. I like this managing uh, part of this. And so then he ended up buying his own McDonald's, like his own franchise. And then he dropped out of business school, and now he owns three franchises of McDonald's where I live. And
Okay.
I was so inspired by that story, because I feel like as parents, we have like we have tunnel vision. We're like, they should be doing it this way, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should
Yeah.
be going to school. They should be getting their degree, right? We have tunnel vision. Like, this is how it should look like. But that doesn't necessarily have to be that way. He could have gone and got his MBA and be working for someone else. Or he could own his own business, have three of them, and be
Yes.
making like millions of dollars, right? Like, he's like well off. So I think his parents like changed their mind about it, but for a long time they were like, go to business school. You need to go to business school. So we have to be really careful that we don't have tunnel vision when it comes to our kids' career choices, because
So
they have to
important.
find their way, right?
Yeah. So important. Yeah. So how he come to you to consulting you, or what? You are
Oh
the
no,
consultant. No.
there was an article about him in the newspaper and I read it
Oh,
and it inspired me, right? Like
yeah.
my oldest is really probably the same as your daughter, academically super, super smart. Uh, got A's and B's all through school. But he decided not to go an academic route, which I was a little nervous about, honestly. But I just believed in him. I believed in what he was telling me. And he was like, Mom, I can't sit at a desk all day. Mom, I would get bored. I need to be physical. So he ended up doing a trades job.
Okay.
He makes more money than me.
I'm really happy too, because that's how he want to do as well.
And he loves his work. He's like, I really,
Yeah.
really like my work. And so what am I gonna do? I say, no, go to school? No, I'm not going to do that because I know it's his path and it's his life, right? And he
Yeah.
also is very good with money. So I know he's not going to have any struggles, right?
Mm-hmm.
So foundation is there. So we have to let go of
Yeah.
fear. We have to let go of fear because I was scared. I'll be honest, but I didn't show my fear. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
honey, go ahead, do that.
Yeah. And you just mentioned about, so actually they are not owned by us,
Yes,
but are given to us by God to raise them 18 years. So since they
100%.
become to adult, and we finish our job and pass back to God. So it's in God's hand.
We have to let go. We
Yeah.
have to let go and let them grow up and live their lives, right?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
they're they're only with us temporarily,
Yeah. Yeah. So
unfortunately.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's it's so important to understand that we let go is not us, and we just give that certain time to help raise them and let
Yes,
them have their life.
exactly, exactly. Okay, thank you so much, Vicki. I'm going to do a takeaway. I'd like to do a takeaway for parents before we end the show, and then I'm going to
Yeah.
get you to tell us more of how parents can reach you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So parents, takeaway. So important that we change the controlling what we grew up with, right? Controlling, directing, making sure that our kids are obedient. We give
Yeah.
that up and instead we focus on relationship and we focus on communication and that we
Yeah.
are showing empathy to our children, right? And
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
listening to them, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so important and to let go of our ideas of what they should be doing in their careers because
Yeah.
they know what their gifts are. They know what they like. And then when we're
Yeah.
forcing them into
Yeah.
careers that they don't like, we are actually causing damage that they are going to have like depression, mental health issues because they didn't
Yeah.
weren't listened to and didn't get to pursue what they wanted to. So we have to be open to listening to our children and then giving them support. Okay.
Yeah.
And Vicki, thank you so much. I'm so appreciative of the work that you do with
And thank you for
parents.
inviting me
Yeah.
too.
Yes. Okay. So how do parents, Chinese parents or any other parents, reach you? How do they find you?
They can go to the website. Vicki Wu, Vickiwu is my name. So they can find me there.
Okay. Okay. And maybe you can give me the website link. I will put it with the podcast notes.
Yep,
That's
I
good.
will. Yep,
All right.
thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vicki. Really appreciated this. Thank you for joining us today and sharing your experience as a mom and also what you do to help parents. Thank you so
I
much.
learned a lot from you too, Annie.
Excellent. We learn from each other, right? Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
this. Thank
Okay.
you. Bye.
Thank you, parents. You know I love you. I hope this show has helped you and given you some support and valuable information. Hope you will join us next time. Take care, everybody.
If this podcast inspired, blessed, or changed you in any way, I would love for you to share this with your family and friends on your Instagram page and tag me at Masterful Parenting. And join my Masterful Parenting Facebook page or DM me for more parenting support. And I will meet you here real soon. Remember, be relational with your kids and you will see a change. Love to all you parents out there. Let's change the world one parent at a time.